All right. Good morning, our people. Hopefully everything worked as planned. As you can see, it's only 3 minutes late today, so we are doing better. Our goal is to do even much better. Anyway, my name is Mona Saga, and I am here in Houston, Texas. I have my beautiful sisters with me. They will be introducing themselves. Sisters, please carry along.
Yeah. Good morning, viewers. My name is Dr. Augusta Nosiki. I'm here in Richmond, Texas. Today we are packed. You just have to sit back and listen. That's all you have to do. Thank you, Sister. We go on.
Good morning, viewers. We thank you for stopping by today. My name is Dr. Ekwi Simon Okube, and we're here as servants in the Lord to lead us where we ought to be. But before we do that, I want to give you just admonition. You see, you are a product of what you see and experience around you. No one is born with wickedness, hatred, and meanness. We learn these things and get conditioned to accept them. As civilians, when you become mean because others were mean to you, you will never break this circle of meanness and wickedness. Join us to work with strategies and systems that will encourage people and we encourage people to break the habit of meanness and wickedness. Let us work on developing a community of people who are not mean and wicked to one another. This is who we are originally as Africans. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. So we appreciate everyone for joining us today. Please join us, share, click like, notification, get others involved because we need to go home. As you can see, we are praying the freedom song this morning because freedom is dear to our hearts. We want to acknowledge our brothers that were killed over this week. And these are the reasons, or one of the reasons why we are doing what we are doing to get home faster because any day we do not have our own self-determination is another day for people to be massacred worse than animals, more than chicken, because chicken, at least you did give them some type of respect over their course of their lives by feeding them. This one is that you will use all your resources to care for yourself with no government assistance, and then they will send someone from a foreign land to come to your own village, not even your own outside of your domain, your own village to kill you. So we want to observe a 1 minute silence for our brothers and sisters that we are unfortunately taking over the weekend. So the minute starts now. All right. So it will not be fair not to mention other people. So our silence actually stands for all our brothers and sisters all over that contraption that met their sudden deaths over this week or even the week before. It is so sad. So we are doing this for everyone. We are fighting for that freedom because we understand the urgency in getting where we need to be. So our topic today is that we can stop this bleeding. We can stop this bleeding with Nina's strategy. We can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can stop this bleeding. This bleeding that you're seeing all over with Nina's strategy. As our topic says, the life of every living thing is in the blood. Therefore, we hold human life and blood sacred. The desensitization of our people with streams of human blood on our street must now come to an end. We are not helpless animals to be slaughtered at the will of bloody, thirsty demons who parade the earth as humans. The 68 items in the 1999 military decree imposed on the people, through which we are being choked to death as of right now. However, we do not have 68 years to amend each of these items on the National Assembly, which we all know they lack the power and the capability to protect the lives of the people they claim to represent. So we therefore join our voices to remind all politicians from the southern and the middle belt region of Nigeria that it has now passed 2 weeks, y'all, 2 weeks since they were summoned for consultation by the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, that would be NINAS. So as we're witnessing a free-for-all fight, it has already started. The Fulanis already starting their own. Very soon, people will retaliate because they are the only one, like a brother said this morning, they are the only one allowed to carry AK-47 in our street. Soon, people will come up with their own AK-47. So if we do not get where we're going, a free-for-all fight will only escalate the crisis currently going on in that so-called Nigeria. The politicians, certain churches, and traditional leaders have become the enemies of the people because they are standing on the way of peaceful dismantling of the country called Nigeria that has swallowed all the indigenous nationalities as well as their resources. Those who came to serve as a willing tools to foreigners against the interests of their people should go and read the story of Samuel Canyon, Doe of Liberia, Samuel Canyon Doe of Liberia, because the airport and the seaports may soon be far from you. I know you guys have purchased your ticket. Some of you have even got as far as getting your own private jets. Your dual citizens, you brought your children here, they got married, got their citizenship, and they filed for you. You have your papers ready to go. Your houses are locked up in Atlanta, in Houston, and all over, and you think you can escape when the time comes? Wow. Join us today as we explore all the options NINAS has in place on the table for a peaceful dissolution and transitioning Nigeria from chaos into peace. It's a no-brainer. Don't let it turn into anarchy. For people like Professor Obusonjo, Osibanjo, whose only concern is visa to visit various nations, and his counterpart, Yadudu, the ignorant one. Wow. Professors, you will soon learn that academic titles do not equate to intelligence. My people, I know you guys are not hearing because you have wax, you have piled up in your ear. Very soon you will be hearing explosion through your clogged ears. The better you join the NINA, the sooner you join the NINA strategy, the better for all of us involved. I will allow my sister to continue.
Yes, thank you, Sister Muna, for that. The better you all join the strategy that is out there, the pathway is actually a pathway. Last week, we explained the 16 steps. Sister, we took the time to explain each of the steps. And a lot of people have keyed into it because it makes a lot of sense, you understand? So, yeah, we need our people to start looking at the pathway. Now we're at the 15th of all the 16 steps. I mean, what else are you thinking about? Why are you at the back seat? Come and see why we have to do what we have to do and the way we have to do it. One thing we all have to understand is that the United Nations believe all peoples have a right to self-determination. That is the truth. Remember, we have some of these politicians now, they are trying to tweak what we've been doing so far, calling it secession. Even some journalists are beginning to use words like secession and all that. And we're talking about self-determination. And the United Nations already agreed that every indigenous peoples with an S, have a right to self-determination. Why? First, to determine and actualize their political status. That is one. Two, this includes the right to govern and to protect themselves. Remember the right to govern and be governed. Yes, that is part of what they have declared. Three, to choose who governs them and the type of regime that they want. Remember, the power belongs to the people, and it's the people that will decide who is going to govern them and how they want to be governed. Number 4, to enable them to freely pursue the economic development. Number 5, as well as the socio-cultural development. That is why the United Nations, if you go back, we've treated this on our show, the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of the Indigenous Peoples 2007. We have treated that. You can go way back and listen. If at the time that I don't want to read, it has about 46 articles. If you can go online and download it, print it, and read it. These are the rights of the indigenous peoples. And this is the people's right, but the people need to organize themselves according to the UN set principles, not just talking and hoping that US will see us. No, US will not see you. You have to follow the pathway that they have set aside already, because when you make this so much noise, they will ask you, okay, when you eventually go to meet them, they will say, did you follow the pathway that was set out so many years ago? And did you look at it at all? So they're going to ask you that question. So for those that are ranting, the franchises out there, making money off of our people's pains, you have to go through that pathway. There are set rules. There's nothing we can do about that. As of today, we have the 12 contiguous states, the northern states. They have declared Sharia already. They have. They declare Sharia from a supposed secular country. You understand? They have their Hizbah police that are out there harassing and arresting people. You know, they are cutting off arms and chopping off heads and all that. Recently, a young man was burnt alive because they said that he blasphemed against their Muhammad. Was burnt alive. It's because they practice Sharia there. That is why they would burn a human being alive for something as, I don't know. So that's why we're saying it's so painful. We cannot be part of this barbarism. We cannot be part of this kind of people. No. For how long? So they have moved on, and we have said this times without number. They have set up Boko Haram as their military army. For those of you that are thinking that, oh, Boko Haram is killing, no, these are their armies. Boko Haram is part, they are funding. Boko Haram is state funded. It's government funded. Because where are they buying all these ammunition from? They are getting AK-47. You know how much AK-47 costs? You understand? So they are being sponsored. And recently, a whole lot is going down there. You know, as we continue, you will see why. They formed alliance with Fulanis that are outside Nigeria. When you ask the president of Nigeria that likes going for a medical trip in London, you ask him, who are those killing us? They will say, oh, they are the Fulanis from Chad, Mali, Senegal, Bogotigo. And yet you are the chief security officer of the entire country, and you don't know how to guard your people from the invaders. No. These people are deliberately brought into the country. Remember, there was a time they opened the border for them. They were deliberately brought into the country to come and kill, maim, rape, take our land. That is the truth. For those that are still thinking that Fulanis are your friends, no, they have one agenda alone. That is to cleanse, take the land, and take away everything that belongs to the indigenous peoples. So we just have to be careful. This is now where they are infringing on other people's rights. And the UN said you cannot infringe on the other indigenous person's rights. But they have already narcissistic, they've infiltrated. They're already in here. They're there. They are planning to conquer the people, their lands and their resources. And this is an act of war. And we keep telling people, it's not when they bring Shakabula that you know that war is already taking place. They're already clearing villages. They're clearing farmers, clearing villages, imposing themselves in those villages, forming Seriki of that village. Before you know it, to become an emir of the village. They are infiltrating. They have infiltrated. Not that they have already infiltrated. They're already in these lands. So the indigenous peoples of the defunct Federation of Nigeria have a genuine case. And that is why we're saying protocol is important. follow it. But at least follow it to the letter. Follow the protocol that has been set aside. We have a genuine case. The case that we can no longer allow our lands to be taken away from us. The fact that we can no longer allow the farmers that are genuine farmers, that some of them sustenance farmers, they sustain themselves from just going to their backyard to farm and feed. And yet, these people have made it so impossible for us to do that. So there's a genuine case out there. And the UN all understands this. They know, because guess what? The LNC and the NINAS, the alliance, the big alliance has done their own work and we are going with the pathway that has been set aside. So we do not need to die for no reason. For those people that are pushing our people to cause war that they are here in America, they are here in London having fun. Meanwhile, they are pushing our people to go and incite war. There is no need for that. There is no need for that. Our people do not have to die foolishly. They do not have to die foolishly because the pathway has already been set. Thank you. Sister, you go on. Oh, Sister Mona with the video.
Thank you. So we want, at least from my standpoint, I wanted to clarify something. I know for sure that Buhari did not go for what is it called, wellness check.
You know, they always have an excuse of what they are going there to do.
Yeah, he went there for a second meeting with our external colonizers. So
of course,
for those of our congressmen or assemblymen and women going on channel TV saying, hey, why are they going there for treatment? It's a shame. They are not going there for treatment. They're going there to revamp their plan for plan B. So that's what they're going there to do. You guys suppose by now. So Buhari is going there to come up with another thing they are going to do. And that's why we say we need to pack our stuffs when other people are deciding how we, the indigenous people, will live our lives. It doesn't even make sense. They are somewhere in their palace in London and they are remote controlling our so-called leader or leaders. Oh, enough of that nonsense. Enough of that nonsense. We are
thank you for that clarification because we really needed to come and so that they will understand that we know. We know. Mm-hmm. quit the nonsense you're doing. We know your plans already, and we are ahead of you.
Way ahead. Way ahead.
Like we are babies. No.
We are playing with you. And I got medical checkup. How can a dead man go for a medical checkup?
I'm telling you.
Oh.
I mean, they think it's water we have in our hair. I don't even know what they think we are. No. It doesn't even make sense. And people are really going on the street saying, don't go back. What are you talking about?
All right. So we're going to profile a video of the Boko Haram army that the Sharia states acquired a long time ago. And they are doing the work. They are doing their biddings. They are shooting down planes. They are killing people. They are ravaging the villages. They are at work. They are doing what they're supposed to do for the Boko Haram, for the Sharia states.
And the Nigerian people are lying to our people. You know why this is going on? They keep lying to the people. This particular plane, they told them it crashed somewhere. And that's what happened. But how come Boko Haram people have the dead bodies of your pilots and everything here with them, dancing on top of them and peeing on top of them? And you stop lying. You need to go.
All right.
نالت يداه من الإسلام دين المسلمين ونضرب بالسيوف رقاب قوم طغوا وبغوا علينا ما نسينا سنقتل كل من نالت يداه من الإسلام دين المسلمين ونضرب بالسيوف رقاب قوم طغوا وبغوا علينا ما نسينا طغوا وبغوا علينا ما نسينا الظالمين إلى يوم القيامة ظاهرين ونقسم بالذي برع البرايا سيندم من أعان الكافرين سنبقى رغم كيد الظالمين والسيف الذي برع البرايا سيندم
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
ونعلن حربنا حرب ضروسا على جيش الصليب الحاقدين وإن نصدق مع المولى فإنا نملك أرضا متمكنين وننهى دون المال بعدتهم فنحن الغالبون بالقيامة ظاهرين ونقسم
kamar da
بالذي
kuke gani
برع
dai wannan shine
البرايا
direban jirgin ku
سيندم
wanda
من
kuka turo shi ya zo ya cutar da bayan Allah da abin da Allah ya da shi daga sama ya faɗo wannan in ba ku tuba ba gaba ɗaya zai zama makoman ku wannan shine insha Allah
ونقسم بالذي برع البرايا سيندم من أعان الكافرين ونعلن حربنا حربا ضروسا على جيش الصليب الحاقدين وإن نصدق مع المولى فإن
My goodness, they are definitely at work. Definitely at work. People that thirst for blood. And as we're telling you, this thing is ongoing everywhere in Africa. We had a guest a few weeks ago that I told you that, we've been saying it, but he confirms again that this is part of the Islamic agenda. And as we're telling you, what's going on in Nigeria is going on in Mozambique, is going on in Tanzania, is going on everywhere. This is a headline story of this week. That's April the what is this? April the 2nd. So in Mozambique, they are doing mass beheading, just like they go to our place and be cutting out people. So I'm just gonna read a few paragraphs. The paragraph here says, the heading line here says, mass beheadings and vast untapped wealth inside the mysterious Islamic insurgents sweeping Mozambique. It was the stuff of a nightmare. Hundreds of heavily armed terrorists take over an entire town, law and order collapse, and civilians are left to fend for themselves. This is what we're telling our people, those of you piling up in Owerri to have your 2023 elections. This thing is coming, it's coming, and you guys are playing with the lives of our children because you have a dual citizenship with all the money you have stolen and packed in America. They are telling you that law and order collapse and civilians are left to fend for themselves. So we're telling this whole thing is going on in Africa in every segment. And look at this sister here. She looks like exactly like one of us. So they come, the Negroes and the Negroids. They come and they take out the Negroes. I can always say that this is my mother, this is my sister, and this is what they are doing. You can see that this woman has been hurt beyond comprehension. She's sitting there, she's alive, but she's dead. It says here, last week assault on Mozambique town of Palma shocked the world. But Mozambique insurgency has been growing in power and violence for nearly 4 years to the horror of those charged with combating it. These guys are different. What did these people do when they capture and kill? You've never seen anywhere in Africa. I have been in lots of places and nothing can prepare someone for this. So when you mutilate people after you kill them, you cut their bodies into half, you skin them, you cut their heads off, and then you cut their limbs off. The brutality is unbelievable. As they're saying, his remarks exactly match the videos of aftermath of a recent attack in a place called Cabo Delgado. This report was given by Telegraph. So the point that we're trying to make here, you can see the topic if you want to go and read the story in its entirety. So the point where they're trying to make is that this whole thing, the same Islamic insurgents, we're telling people back home, they think because they are Ohaneze, they want to start running for 2023 election. And then look at where are the government in all of this? Guess what? They have taken off to their dual citizenship location, wherever they may find themselves. And our sister is left in a desperate situation. We cannot get to this place, my people, because there's an option. Nina's strategy, again, can stop the bleeding, can stop the bleeding if we make the right moves. While you're busy playing politics, following whoever you're following, deceiving yourselves, carrying on propaganda, this is what is coming your way. And you don't want to be caught in this kind of mess. You do not want to be caught in this kind of mess because there will be no one at all to speak for you. So that's the topic on that on that story. So as you can see, there are lots of distractions going on. Lots of distractions going on. this is not the first time that we have seen this kind of stuff. They have killed military officers. They are basically, actually, Sister Augusta, this is your part. They are basically,
I was waiting for you. That's
yeah,
fine.
my sister.
Okay, yeah. You see, what we are saying when we say that these people are from God knows where, that you can see from the picture where they are beheading people in Mozambique. It's the same thing. Anywhere they go to, they want to claim the land. That's just their primary objective. And you see, the fighter jet that was shot down by the Boko Haram. Guess who the pilot and the co-pilots are? They are our people. They are the Southerners. Maybe probably middle belt, but they are our people. They are part of these Ninas that we're talking about. They are the ones working. And when they work, they will set them for damnation. They will set them aside to get killed for nothing. And we are telling all our Southern military men that are in Nigerian army, start probably retracing your step and start looking into what Ninas is doing. Because these people are there, they will push you to go and serve in Boko Haram. Then they will push the northern military men to the eastern region that is actually peaceful to go and kill our people. That is how they set this thing up. So our people, you don't have to be in the military and you die like chickens for no reason. Because the Nigerian army does not even care about you. So they are pushing our own southern people to get easily killed. We need our people to start focusing on that pathway that will liberate everybody, even our military men in the army. The Ninas would liberate you as well. They have been using this mercenary, this killing machine or killer machine. They've been using it for a very, very long time. You remember during 1967 to 67, during the Biafran Nigerian civil, it's short to say Biafran genocidal war. That's what it is. Guess who Gowon used? The same people to kill millions of Biafrans for no reason. They have been using the same people to sack people from Southern Kaduna, even from Plateau Jos. That is what they have been doing. And when they do that, they will change the demography of that area. They will change that area. They will secrete in their own people, change that area. And this is what the politicians will use eventually to sustain themselves in power. They have been doing this for so long. They know where they can find these Boko Haram people. They know where they can find these Fulani X-Men. They know where they can find all these bandits. After all, one of them, Dr. Gumi or whatever, I don't know where they always get their own degree from, because you would think that getting degrees would change your mentality, would change whom you are. But in all honesty, the barbarism is still in all those people.
No, the degree is in barbarism and wickedness. That's what the degree is in.
Absolutely, that is what it is. The degree is in barbarism, because how could one person, you are shortly between the federal government and the bandits, and yet the federal government cannot go and pick them all together? And you know, that is why we say these are state-sponsored banditry. These are state-sponsored Boko Haram. These are state-sponsored Fulani X-Men. And they're not going to stop, because they are being sponsored. They are paid to do this. And they will continue to do that. So currently we have the Buhari and the APC people, you know, they are sacking villagers, they are sacking villages in order to change the area so that they can use it to counter the people from the southern part of Nigeria.
Wow.
They are doing that. Recently, the governor of Ebonyi State, Governor Mai, that one actually shocked me, because it was crying that Fulanis are killing his people. Then my question is that how
is he crying?
He was actually the one that allowed them into his, this one, he practically worked to have them in his state. Now he's crying that they are killing his people, And I'm like, and one of the things he said is that, oh, that he has reported to the highest authority. And the first thing that came to my mind is that, duh, you are the chief security officer of your state. As far as I'm concerned, you are the highest authority in that area.
Money collector, that's what he is.
And you cannot do anything. They're killing your people and you cannot do anything about it. And you're saying, okay, you're expecting the highest authority to come and help you. Highest authority from where, Kwana? Highest authority that will release the so-called Fulani X-Men when they are caught? Is that the highest authority you are looking for? Instead of you protecting your, I don't know what what is wrong with all this house? Anyway, those southern governors are not really our governors. They're the people that were unpicked to be part to rule our people. And that would stop. That is why we all have to focus into what Ninas is doing. Ninas is liberating everybody. You just have to follow the pathway. When they do this, they put their candidate as the governor. As I said, remember the one in Imo State, the Supreme Court's governor in Imo State. That one up till now still shocks us. I'm like, how could a fourth position person eventually come to be the first, to be the governor of Imo State? It was put there by the Supreme Court. They do all these things because they think they have the power to do it. And for so long, they have been doing it. And people haven't been able to raise their hand. And we told you right now that the power has gone back to the people. And that is why following this pathway, the Ninas pathway, is the only way out. When these people, they come, they kill, the survivors will run and they will leave the land. Then they will bring their own people to come and replace them. I've said this before, all these ID camps, these are the original peoples of the land. The Fulanis will come, clear them, and they will go to Futajalon or wherever they have, Gambia, Mali, Somalia, and bring their own people to come and occupy these villages, thereby clearing the people from the land. They continue to change the demography, they continue to change the system, they continue to change the constitution to favor them. They will send their agents to tell you that you are lazy because they want you to understand that the 1999 constitution is not your problem. But the truth about it is that it is actually that 1999 constitution that makes it impossible for you to even breathe. Because if the governor of Ebonyi State could be saying he has reported to the highest authority, it is that constitution that makes it impossible for him to even, secure his people. Because there's nothing he can do. He has to report to the highest authority. And that's why we're saying that constitution has to go down so that people can get their freedom. Thank you, sister.
And it's so sad. He's planning to run for presidency 2023.
Can you imagine?
A constitution that will render the next governor helpless. And we're seeing that these are people that there are all sorts of distractions. They are distracting us from what we are doing. And people cannot continue to watch them in eternity. Just watching them to ruin our lives, watching them not be able to provide security for us, not watching them not to be able to save our lives or properties, not watching them not to do nothing for us except to collect money and be flamboyant with the money they have stolen from us. And you look at Umahi, with all the money he's eating, he still looks like he came from DOS. Yeah? All these other people, all the money they are spending and squandering, causing all manner of distractions, and we are done with that. These political agents, they will promise you that they will make the so-called military decree through their national assemblies, assembly hall, as well as their political elites. Meanwhile, they know that each amendment will take years to get done. Some of it can take up to 3 years. To change even one item, we're talking about 68. If you make a change with one item and it takes 3 years, tell me how long it will take to change 68 items that are in contention. By simple mathematics, you can see you will die, your children will die, your children will die before you will come to pass. And by the way, before you get this done, you need the president's approval to touch any of this. And then on top of that, you need 24 out of 36 states. We already know that they have taken 1/4 of the constituents of the country. So no matter what law you want to pass, when all of them, the 12 states comes out, you are nobody, you're done. You won't be able to get anything passed. We are looking at 73 senators, 204 houses of representatives. My people, who is fooling who? And that's why I'm asking you guys to begin to read the information that will get you where we are going. Too much English, too much katakata, too much this. These are common sense that a woman in the crayfish market, in tomato market will understand. It's simple mathematics. When you have 20 people on this side and you have 2 people on this side, no amount of force EGMZ on the side with 2 people can overset the other one on at least on a practical level. Unless if you have someone like maybe US as an alliance, with a push of a button, they will blow up the other side. It's a no-brainer, people. Let's stop letting these people waste our time. with their so-called, whether it's called presidency. I know everybody is hungry. There's hunger in the land. People are trying to do elections so they can collect money. And we're telling you, they are coming. Look at Mozambique. No government in sight. As we are telling you right now, the French company, the Total Gas Line, left. They've already left Mozambique. Like I said, you can go and read that story in its entirety. That's how bad it is. They have packed their stuff and left. So we cannot play with these people. If they come, your neck will be forced to go. And it could be in a place where one day Haga Beba and a wedding or traditional wedding or even funeral and start killing people. Then you guys will understand the seriousness of what is about to descend on our land. And we're saying, yes.
You know, we know who are doing this thing because they have a pattern of killing. They don't just kill you, shoot and kill you. No, they dismember the body. That's what happened in Yoruba land. That's what is happening everywhere. When they go, they open up the body and even use their hand to pluck out the heart. This is ritual killing. This is like gruesome, like their demon says they have to do like that. That means they're desecrating the land. They know what they're doing. They will come and destroy your land. And most of these lands are the people are like people that are related to Igbos or something. They know that there's some power that the Igbos and some other people related to them have. All over the country, the continent of Africa, Southern Sudan, some of these places that you hear, there's people that are somehow genetically connected to the Igbos. And they go there, they don't just kill them. That's why you see them, like you said, looking like us. They go, they don't just kill them, they dismember them because they feel that if they destroy the land by pouring out the blood, that's what we're saying, the blood of human being is sacred. It is not something you pour anyhow. Shooting somebody and the person dies, the blood pours on the ground, cutting the body into pieces, removing the heart, dismembering it. Yeah, is a ritual killing.
Terror.
Yeah, it's terror, creating terror. Exactly. And these things, they have their pattern. Is Islamic globalization. Go ahead, please.
My dear, I'm dumbfounded. I don't know why we are now, even at this point in time, our people have not risen up to their responsibilities. We have to go with this plan of Nina's because if not, what is coming for you? You think Biafran war is a joke? You don't even know. These people are coming with knives and AK-47. They will kill you. They will eat you. I should have a blue hat to whatever to go and eat the rest of them. We really have to run, my people. We really have to run. This is not a time to be sentimental. This is not a time to be following shout noisemaker. This is a time for us to actually sit down and look at all the plans on the table, move with the one that will save our people, because any day that we wait for our self-determination, that I cannot say it enough, is another day for our people to die. And I'm going to play a video of, I don't even want to call him professor. Should I call him he good, Yadudu, Fulani law professor, my food, learning law. Who gave him pencil and pen? You know, who gave him pencil and pen? He probably copied. He couldn't even copy. It's one of those ones they will be beside you, leave your book open. They still cannot copy it.
No, they cannot. And they'll come and become professor. And then they will be speaking on behalf of us.
My goodness. Nonsense. So let me pull this video up. You can hear the stupidity in his analysis anyway. So it won't be me telling you. You can just smell the man's ignorance.
Would not like it that you dispense.
Then President Goodluck Jonathan rejected that.
Of course, he rejected it. He didn't like the idea that how could you dispense with my asset requirements. So,
unfortunately, then, Prof, we thought that the National Assembly or indeed any other person will head to court to interrogate what you have just thrown up, that based on the provisions of our constitution, the mere fact that the National Assembly and the state assemblies are involved, if they say yes, that means the entire country is behind such a move, that we can't leave it to the dictate of one man. We hoped that the matter will be taken to the judiciary for interpretation, but it never went there.
Well, when President Jonathan declined to objected to the removal of his assent powers, and the bill was submitted to him. When he declined, I think Mr. Olisa Abakoba, former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, went to court to seek for interpretation whether you could dispense with the assent of the president. In light of the existing constitutional provision, perhaps this is something arguable, but I think there was no time at that. I mean, we were running out of time. There was a national election impending, and somehow some abracadabra was done for the first time. The Supreme Court was faced with litigation, and it asked the parties to settle out of court, and that ended the matter. I think perhaps if there was sufficient time, if there was sufficient time, the matter could have been litigated, or that is
also
the
matter would have been litigated. Okay,
if we really feel strongly about dispensing with the requirement of the assent of the president to a constitutional bill, perhaps we should, at the start of a process, also even test this issue in court. Obviously, there has to be a live issue. Courts don't engage in discussing speculative matters, but I think what may provide us an opportunity to test this to start the constitutional amendment process very, very early in the, say, if an administration wants to really bring about a change to the constitution, maybe the first year, the National Assembly in Tango can start the process and insist on concluding it within 1 year. So you have about 2-3 years before election, and you are able even to sort out some of these.
Unfortunately, now the National Assembly is in the process, and we are about to go into the 10th year of the 4-year second term of this president. Do you envisage that at the end of it all, the end product may run into some problems in terms of time gaps and timelines before general election?
Regrettably, yes. The situation, the state of play at the moment, as far as I understand it, is that we have not yet even, the National Assembly, has not yet, one arm of the Assembly, I think the Senate has gone a little bit far, and the House of Rep also has gone some distance in amending the Constitution. So we are not in a situation where we have the bill ready to be adopted by the National Assembly, the two arms of the National Assembly. And then for it to go.
My dear, okay, I'm gonna end this bit only because this guy is not even making sense to me. He sounds like he's beating around the bush.
No, it's and it's the people that interviewing him that you say, who is interviewing this person? How did this happen? This is national TV, you understand? And our people have been listening to things like this for centuries, for years.
He's so incoherent.
And is incoherent? So you see what he's saying. He wanted our people to hear their lies from them, that they are wasting our time at National Assembly. They know that they will need the president to approve whatever they're trying to amend. Each of the items, the president will need to approve it. Now they have to even finish all those quotations that you gave, Sister Muna. This one will need this one before they will even prepare a bill. And you listen to this Mungu telling you that I have not even reached that stage yet. And the election will soon come. And that means he is confirming what we're saying, that these politicians, all they are doing is waste our time. Waste our time and make the Fulanis to come and kill us. This is what they have been doing for years. They have been the willing tools. As disgusted as you are listening to this fool, people actually sit down. This is your brother that brought this man and called him professor of law and was interviewing him. And what he was saying was making sense to her, to his own stupid brain.
My dear, I don't know if he was speaking Igbo or Yoruba or Hausa or Fulani or English.
That's how down our people are. That our person, our people, a TV station owned by someone in the South said. Because when we're saying that These willing tools, if they would stop being used, we would have reached home since. In your mind, this man, did he sound like a professor to you?
Yes, so professor of cow rearing. That's what he sounds like.
Is he making sense to you? No. They know what they're doing. We wanted our people to see, these are your leaders.
Hello.
These are the politicians. These are the people making decisions over your life and destiny. And you allowed it. And this is why Ninas has called on the politicians in the South, in that alliance territory, to close shop. Into close shop at this time. We are done with this nonsense. We are done having to sit down and even interact with people like this. Going around, saying things that will not make sense, that you're asking yourself, what in heaven is he saying? What is he talking about? And this is how their National Assembly is. So one person is talking, the other one is sleeping, the other one. How do you think that something productive will come out of this nonsense? All they do is waste our time while the Fulanis come and kill all of us, take our resources and do what they will do. And with the people, the indigenous people say, stop fooling around. We are telling the politicians, stop fooling around. Come home for consultation. Even when you're playing ball, there's a way you will be losing. The coach, we say, oh yeah, you people come. When they give break, you bring all his players. Oh yeah, come for consultation. They'll put heads together and say, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. So if you say you represent us, come home for discussion. Come home for consultation. Because that's the only way you will prove that you are there to represent the people. Otherwise, we'll add you to the enemies. We'll add you to the invaders of our land. Because obviously you're working for them, you're not working for us. And you know the implication of being an enemy of your people. Like Sister Mona said, ask Samuel Doe of Liberia. He will explain better to you. So the politicians from southern area of Nigeria, southeast, south, southwest, middle belt, come back for consultation. Come back for consultation. The same people, we're talking about people distracting us. The another group distracting us are the church leaders, where these politicians go to receive power and blessing in order to steal our resources. That's why they go to the church, for them to be prayed. Why? It's a deal. It's a 90%, 10% deal. All the money that should be used for the hospitals, for building schools, for building industries, the politicians will steal all and give the church leaders 10%. It's a deal. So that's why you see them coming into the church like a Bube Manso will tell you, this person is a good man. Vote for him. Why? Because 10% is coming to Bube Manso. It's a deal, it's business deal. So those of you that are following all these church leaders, you are agents of darkness and you're the agent of your own damnation. You are killing yourself by yourself. No wonder God does not listen to your prayer and fasting. You're telling him, pray, you pray. Oh God, kill Fulanis. God will be laughing at you. Kill who? The people that you people enable with your stupidity. I want to deliver you, but you're too stupid to be delivered. Your prayer is an abomination unto God.
Of course.
Because he knows that if you do the right thing, heaven will open unto you. Our God is not dead. He just can't. He cannot just be deceived by con men and women who are making money from the blood of their people and turning around to pray. And meanwhile, these tithes, these 10% tithes that they pay to these church leaders, these politicians still and pay to these church, was meant for the Levites from Israel. It's something that God set up for Israelites. and said, that Levites take 10%. And it's supposed to be food, not money. Why? So that there will not be hunger in the land. In Igbo land, we experienced some of that. That's why in the original Igbo land, and this is what we talk about, Igbo nation, we had these things we had these systems in our culture. That's why we didn't have beggars in Igbo land. In originally Igbo land, we didn't have beggars. It's now with our interaction with Nigeria that we started seeing beggars on our streets. We didn't have beggars. We didn't have mad people roaming the streets. We took care of them because in our culture, there's a system of taking care of all these things. So the tithe is supposed to be food so that everybody will eat and there will not be hungry people in the land. To take care of poverty, because if you eat food first, then you can begin to think and do some other thing. But if in a place where people cannot eat, is a major issue. So tithe was supposed to make sure that it will not happen that in the settlement of Israel, there will be any child that will go home, goes to sleep hungry. That's what the tithe system was for. To make sure that at least you will get food to eat. As you're worshiping God, you are not worshiping God with hunger. And Jesus said it. He said, if you're spreading the gospel to somebody and the person has not eaten, go and get food and give to the person first before you share the gospel. That is telling that the problem is not from God. It's the people that are robbing the people in the name of tithes. You see, that is why it's double jeopardy. When your politicians steal from you and the so-called church leaders steal from you too, it's double jeopardy. You are in a mess as a person. And this is why we come here every Saturday to talk to you. These people will turn scriptures upside down just to steal from the ignorant people. They'll tell you that God said you should bring all your money that you have earned. I have a case of somebody that was supposed to pay me. When it was time for him to pay me, he said, oh, sorry, I can't give you your money. I have to take it to my pastor for first fruits. Yes. Another one said, oh, I have to pay my tithes. I couldn't pay you. This is how wickedness spread in the land. Because if I get very angry because depending on whatever it is that is worrying me, I might get very angry and say, what? Lock him up. From one problem to the other. So that's what we're telling people. They turn the church, they turn the script, they use the scriptures, turn it upside down to steal from you. They are all distractors. They're distracting you from your freedom. Stop going there. Or if you must go, start talking to them to repent. They need to repent. Your church leaders need to repent because they're distracting Ninas. They're distracting us from what we're doing. They are partners with the devil. They are the partners with the politicians, and politicians are partners with the colonial masters, both internal and external. Are you seeing how this is linked together?
Yes. So linked.
They are all together. One is washing your brain so that nothing is inside it, and then another one is stealing from you. And other people distracting us are the fake freedom fighters. Jack of all trades, master of none. They are everywhere. They do this, they do that. There is no coherent strategy. In the morning, they shout. In the afternoon, they shout. In the night, they shout. They bring old videos I'll be showing you. You see. You ask them, so what is the plan?
Propaganda.
What is the roadmap? What is the strategy? Sorry, Sister Mona, you said something?
Propaganda is everywhere.
Propaganda everywhere. Lies. Is this what will take us out of the mess?
Sister,
yes.
Sister, please, if you don't mind, let me just, with what you have said with the franchise, with the freedom fighter, I was listening to, I don't even know his name, on Human Rights Radio or whatever. I was listening, and the guy was saying that, oh, we have to come together, the South, the North, they have to come and join Biafra, and that they've, if you don't want to join, that's their own business. But start waiting, that they have sent letters to Yoruba people. Yoruba will have to join. They have sent letters to Ishekiri. They sent letters to Ijo. And I was like, which letter? Who is reading the letter? Whom are you sending letter to? That this has been done long time ago. It was done in 2015 when all the people in Lower Niger area, that's all these people that I've mentioned, came together and denounced the 1999 Constitution. And that was when they had the Solemn Assembly in 2015. But you are not still
And
saying that.
Yes, Sister Mona, Sister Augusta,
It took 6 years. Yes, to get these people
to
together.
Inferior people. Some places don't have road. Some places, Barrister Tony had to enter ferry boats to cross over to the riverine areas to discuss with their traditional leaders.
He entered Kano,
yes.
Kano to
Kano.
get to those places.
Exactly.
But you are sitting on the radio and saying that they have sent letters. Letters to who?
Who is reading it?
Who is reading the letter?
Educated person or non-educated person?
I wonder. The UNDRIP said that you have to meet with the other indigenous peoples. There has to be an agreement from both sides. So Onyekine sent. So when he was talking like this, I said, okay, this is another franchise.
Time wasters.
You wasted 8 years already, and you want to waste another 8 years with all this nonsense. So I'm sorry, continue.
No, but it's true now. It is evidence we're showing our people, because when we tell you on this platform, you go and listen, find out for yourself, and come back and ask questions so that you get more lectures, because this is lecture platform. We'll come once a week. We'll lecture you. We'll pieces it for you so that somebody in kindergarten level will understand it. Understand the English that is being spoken, we will pieces it for you so that the more you look, the more you see. Not the more you look, the less you see. These distractors make you, the more you look, the less you see. Abracadabra, like Professor said. Is it they're telling you? The professor is one telling you that they have been doing you abracadabra. You heard it with your ear. That's why we play some of this video. It's not that we cannot repeat what they said. But when you hear it from their ear, he said, we were doing, and they were doing abracadabra.
That's funny.
Yeah. So these freedom fighters, I know too. Me too. I'm a lawyer. Me, I know too. Me, I can speak English too. Meanwhile, your brain is full of saltless water. The type of water that is in your brain, there's no salt inside it. Online Photoshop countries. That's what you're building. Your job is to give ignorant people pacifiers, like Sister Muna will say. Hanamia, chon 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 chon, Biafra is coming. Chon 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 chon, Biafra is coming. From where I ask you, what we precipitate Biafra? Can you hold that we make it easier Biafra? What are the laws? What are the protocols? What are the strategies? What is the step 1, step 2, step 3 that you will do? Eventually, you get that thing you're looking for. What are they? Can you name them to me? They will give you pacifiers. Biafra is coming. Biafra is coming. Chon, 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 chon. You're sucking it. As you're sucking the pacifier, they're dipping hand inside your pocket, taking the last cover that is remaining. The one that the politicians and the church leaders still remain. The little that you grab, the crumbs that fell off the politicians and the church leaders, the little that you grab, put inside your pocket. They'll give pacifier. The freedom fighters, the fake freedom fighters will give you pacifier. While you're sucking it, they dip hand inside and bring it all the money out. Are they not partners? Are they not partners of your damnation? Because they will not allow you to think straight. Think and think, this thing that is doing me, what am I supposed to do? No, strategically. Like the Westerners did. Like we told you last week, we're not the first to suffer what we're suffering. America went through it. Actually, the people living in America here were white men that left England. So what Britain is doing to us today, he has done to China, he has done to India, he has done to the Americans here. But how did they come out? Did they go to the radio shouting, whoa, 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 whoa? Did they go online, you're making noise? Hey, see this video, you talk of that one, see the ear of the video, see the nose of the video. Is that what they did? They followed protocol, they followed strategy. Nobody will discuss with you if you don't have strategy. Nobody will even come a mile close to you, 10 poles close to you, if you don't present something on the table for them. White man, we have told you last week, cannot deal with confusion. White man is used to systematic things. Tell us what is on, and they will read it. They are used to reading. And they don't like akụkọ na-egwu Mike Ejiagha, akụkọ ifo. Mbagaba, aja mbene, mbagaba, ga, 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 ga. White man is not used to it. White man will say, okay, I've had all the problems. I've had, okay. My dear, you confuse them. Even discussing with them, if you don't talk fast, they will lose concentration. 10 minutes, white man has lost concentration. You're talking to him face to face. You're like, yeah. What did he say? Yeah. That is them. And then the ones that you're telling the same, you're confusing them. They want you to package it. Tell them 1, 2, 3, 4. They call it elevator. Sorry?
Key points.
Key points. They call it elevator presentation. They taught us.
Elevator speech.
Yeah.
Yes.
PowerPoint. They want
yes.
PowerPoint. They want tabulated. Number 1, number 2, number 3.
Yes.
Is that it? Okay, that's fine.
What do you want us to do? And when you finish, one man would ask you, say, so what do you want us to do?
So what do you want us to do? Exactly.
You have told him something for 3 hours, so which he did not listen most of the time. He now say, so what do you want us to do? So that's why those of us that went to school in their land, they will teach you what they're doing. They say, call it elevator speech. 5 minutes. If you're typing, it's 1 or 2 pages, done. Key points, bam, bam, bam. This is the problem. This is the solution. White man will work with you. You say, okay, let's go. It makes sense. Let's go. So stop giving our people pacifiers while you're stealing from them. It's like stealing from dead people. Our people are already dead. And you're stealing from them. That's abomination. Yes. Mayor. Because you're not used to system does not mean they want a mayor. You say, mayor people. Yes. Mayor. If you don't want to hear it, you hear it again. Mayor. There is a way it can be done. There are laid down principles to self-determination. There are. Yes. It's not anarchy. People don't get self-determination through anarchy. Even when they have to go to war, the war has strategy. And people will sit down and solve the war like mathematics. That's why you win when you now go to such war, because you will check your ammunition, check the road, check your forces, check everything, put them in place, ambush your enemies. There's so many ways to kill a rat, so many things to do. And these things are stipulated in 2007 United Nations Declaration on the Rights for Indigenous Persons. They are there already, like Sister Augusta said, 46 articles. Have you read them? I'm asking you, you looking at me. Have you tried to read them? And those of you running around online, Ndi Biafra this, Biafra that, have you read the articles? Or you just want to be entertaining my people online? Entertainers. A night of 1,000 laughter for drunkards. You are advised to go and get yourself a decent job, because this your criminality will soon expire. Doctors of Truth can promise you that. We don't want you creating Yemen and Somalia and Sudan in our land. We don't, because that land belongs to us. We are the ones that will say what will happen in the land, not you. So all of you dishonest and criminal gangs in our land, you will soon eliminate yourself by yourself, because you're working together. You're all criminals. The church leaders, the politicians, the fake freedom fighters, you are all members of the same criminal gang. With the people that are external colonizers. But you know the thing, you will soon eliminate yourself, all of you, by yourselves. You eliminate yourselves. We can see free guns everywhere. We now hear that people are picking AK-47 inside bush like a snail, as if they're picking snails. They waka, they find the AK-47. What do you think will happen when you have all these free guns everywhere?
An unknown spirit will appear now.
Exactly. Unknown man with unknown gun. When you have ungoverned spaces, what do you breed? You breed terrorists, all sorts of terrorists, and conflicts. That's what happens, because there's ungoverned space. And that's what we're telling our politicians. You can't continue to leave our land ungoverned. You cannot. And Ninas, we have come together. We, the indigenous persons, indigenous peoples, have come together. We are working with strategy. We invite you, and you have 30 days. That 30 days is gone half. 2 weeks past, 2 weeks remaining to come, so that you will know the role you need to play in what we're doing. But we are not begging you. Make no mistake, we're not begging you. What will drag you is behind you. Samona, please go on.
Absolutely. So I'm going to play a video and then we'll talk a little bit about it. Oh my gosh, I don't know going on commercial.
Hausa. But before now, before Buhari came to establish his suzerainty over Nigeria, we lumped all of them together for northerners. And like I wrote some 4 years ago, there's no north. There's no north that we used to know. The north is dead. There's nothing called north anymore.
So there's a Fulani now standing on his own.
It's standing on its own. There's no more north. If they try any war today, oh God of mercy. The kind of cohesion you had in the army, the military in 1966 will never happen again in this country, if there is a country at all. You will not find a Hausa soldier now, an Igbo soldier going to Enugu to kill a fellow him. You will not even find an Igbo soldier coming to Ibadan to kill a Yoruba man, or a Yoruba soldier going to Enugu to kill an Igbo man. It will not happen again. So the Lantan people, the Benue people will never, ever allow themselves to be used by any Fulani mischief maker.
So if I'm getting you right, your argument is that the Fulani hegemony has been broken.
Dead.
If the Fulani hegemony has been broken,
yes,
does it mean that the social structure of Nigeria is about to witness a very hard hit that will lead to a new Nigeria?
Yes, for those who agree with you to the extent of the fact that there are still some people who want a Nigeria, a group that I don't belong to. But for such people, yes, with the weakening of Fulani hegemony, there could be a Nigeria that will integrate the Suba Fulanis, the Tom Fulanis, and still reconstruct, rebuild, and then have a Nigeria that should be. But I, as a person, as Tola Adeni, believe that it will take probably 1,000 years to change the mindset of a Fulani person whose philosophy is kill, maim, rape, send away people from their land and let me occupy it.
That is the Bush Fulani.
This is the Bush Fulani.
Not the town Fulani.
Not the town Fulani.
And the town Fulani is more in number.
No! The town Fulani is less than 1%.
How did you get that figure?
Oh, go and find out. Let them allow. Let them allow. It says, "Oh, the Fulani. They're very few. The ones who live in Abuja, or the few that dot spaces in Sokoto." I'm sure that you know that Sokoto, as we speak, is not a Fulani. It's not a Fulani town.
Is it not?
No, that's a mistake we make. Zamfara is not a Fulani town. There are more houses in Zamfara than Fulani. There are more houses in Kano than Fulani.
But the Fulani govern.
They are in town. They are in charge.
Yes, so it's their town.
Yes. By subterfuge, by cunning, by crookedness, by all sorts of gimmickry.
Or by integration.
Not integration, by intimidation. And I said they are politically savvy. What they did to the rest of Nigeria, when they realized that the Fulani in the military, they could no longer use the military to retain power indefinitely. Since they've had power and they had access to the treasury, they say, oh yes, Edmond is from the east or wherever, brilliant man. He may likely oppose us and contest with us and rival us. Let's make him an ambassador. Let's give him an oil block. Let's make him a billionaire. Unlock his mouth. Let's get an Abiola. Make him a billionaire. Let's get this. Let's get that. And make them big. They will never be able to look us in the face. Then we can continue. Looting the treasury. We can continue. Once we are in control of the treasury, we are in control of everywhere. So we can hire thugs. We can do whatever we would like. And that is why they introduced what I call plutocracy into Nigerian political etymology, plutocracy.
Meaning?
Plutocracy is the government of the rich.
Yeah.
Oligarchy is the government of the muscle men. So the rich man will employ the muscle men and they'll be ruling. So you have the rich men who will employ thugs in Lagos, who will snatch boxes, who will prevent Igbos from voting, and then they will now have the government. That's why they have the plutocracy. But the plutocrats will still be ruling, and the oligarchs will still be their foot soldiers.
You know, you've always talked about how savvy the Fulani man is.
Yes.
But you also have savvy politicians in the South.
They never had power.
They are beginning to have power.
Oh, yes, now.
So they've learned.
The power they have is still a few of them that, I mean, you can count those who have power on your fingertips. The fact that you have governors, I'm sure you're not referring to having APC governors who are Southerners or PDP governors or Southerners.
Yes, that's what I'm referring to. Is that not political power?
When you are a governor and you cannot give order to your chief security officer, you cannot command a commissioner of police in your state. You are a governor, you cannot pay your judges. You know, judges are being paid in Abuja. You know now that the salary of NTA staff, Nigerian Television Authority staff, all over Nigeria, their salaries are being paid straight from Abuja. You are a director of NTA in Enugu or NTA in Abeokuta. You cannot pay this. You cannot pay the salary of your staff from your office. Which one do they have? That they have to go to Abuja every month to collect dues to pay their salaries. So when we say some of them have power, you have some who have occupied position of power, but they are still just in office. It's only a few of them that are now trying to.
All right, thank you. As you can see, we've been sold. We are sold out. The man did a very good job. They will make few millionaires. They know the part of the country that loves money. They will present money and they will sell our birthright, and we'll be there waiting for groundnut oil, diesel oil, and rice, fake rice to cook for Christmas. That is our reward for our brother getting an oil block. Sickening, so sickening. Sister, please go ahead.
Yeah, it's so disturbing actually. It's so disturbing. Is the video on?
No.
Oh, okay. Because it's like you turned off your video, Sister Mona.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yes. Okay, I'll turn it back on. But you can go ahead.
So it's so disturbing. There was one thing the guy mentioned. He said that the Fulanis in the bush versus the Fulanis in the city. For crying out loud, they're one and the same. Remember, it's the one that is in the city that is paying the that blows the on. How did they say it?
The GPS collectors.
Exactly. So they are one and the same. They are the one paying the ones in the bush to do the attacking and the clearing and the dismantling and the massacring and all that.
You know, we have done it here in our show when we told them at the two Fulanis, the ones in the bush and the one in the city, and how they're related and
yes.
Why the other one is pushing this one, the other one is it's a multi-dimensional strategy. Yeah.
Strategy, and they've had it for a very long time. And
for a long time, yes.
Carrying it to the later, they are doing a good job of it.
Yes.
So it's our own turn to, to kind of like stop it halfway. So according to Nina's proposal, all Southern governors, we've been telling all Southern governors, those in the Alliance territory, and when I say Alliance, I'm saying the South, the Southwest, the Southeast, and even the Middle Belt. We are the Ninas. So those in the Alliance territory, you have been told to take charge. Yes, take charge because we are going into transition. Take charge of the transition that is about to begin. You have to take charge, be part of it, and start working with the people that you are governing. For crying out loud.
So it has begun. It
has begun.
The 17th, yes. The 17th of March. That's
of March.
Transition. Yes.
Yes. I'm sorry about that. So take charge, be part of this. The people that you are governing want this. So why are you not in charge of it? They want this. This is what they want. They are the people you are governing. So
yes, evidenced by all the agitation going on everywhere. They don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. So this is the plan. Follow the plan. What are you doing?
Follow the plan. So what are you wasting their time for?
Yeah.
And some of these governors are playing deaf and dumb, pretending that they are not hearing what they are doing. Well, guess what? This unknown government, God knows where they are coming from, are beginning to pay you visits. It's gonna be worse if you don't sit up, for crying out loud.
We want them.
It's gonna be worse. So if you want to represent the people, you must work in the interest of the people, because guess what? It's the people that put you there in the first place. You understand? So you must work in the interest of the people. Our people do not want to be part of Nigeria anymore. How else do you want them to say it? They have shouted about it. They have said everything that they needed to say. They do not want to be part of this contraption anymore. And there is the well thought out plan for our freedom, which is this Nina's pathway that we have been saying. And before I even go on, please continue to share, please. Continue to share, because people need to hear these messages. They are so important for what we are doing. So the messages are out there already. And guess what? The pathway is already out there. Your people want to move. Follow your people. It's not a bad thing if you decide to start following your people, or if you start doing what they want you to do for them. Their interest should come first. And you have to understand that. Lately, Professor Shibanda, you know, when we loosely use this word, professor, doctor, engineer, all this, I think it's that time we stop dropping all those honorary, or how do they even call it? Because how could a professor of law, also a pastor, you are telling us that to go to Kano would need visa? Then what is the ECOWAS passport for? Is it for selling akara or puff on the street? Is that what that passport is for? Yeah. You know, it's the fear. They want to like instill fear in our people, you know, make you be afraid that, hey, if Nigeria divides now, for me to go to Kano, I have to start applying for visa. By the way, what are you even looking for in Kano? Kano, that dry land versus where the one that our own God has already bestowed us upon. What are you going to do for in Kano? So it baffles.
And my dear, if you must go and get visa, so what is wrong about it? Are we not getting visa to America and UK and everywhere?
Okay, now, fine. So let's assume we want to get visa.
It's a lame narration. It doesn't even make.
It doesn't even make sense. So we should rather die than not wanting to get visa. I don't understand that.
And then we have ECOWAS passports. Are you kidding me?
Let's assume they don't want to use ECOWAS passports. So go and get the visa. If you want
lame arguments. And this is a professor at law. And they keep coming and saying, we are professor at law.
We are professor, we are son.
Where you are. If you can make lame arguments like this, because I know law is about arguments. How did you get to your professing? That means they are a product of the fraudulent situation, the system of mediocrity, the system that produced mediocratic people. Whether they are called lawyers, professors, or whatever, that is mediocrity everywhere.
The only source of their title is to intimidate their people.
Intimidate, yes. So to use it to show off, I am Professor Gbogbo is that they just want to use that title because I don't understand how with his title, he's also a son and all that. With his title and all that, you don't even know the difference between trying to get it. Anyways, those are the kind of fear they want to instill in people so that people will draw back and decide not to fight, agitate for what is right. You understand? They don't know that any day that they waste, they're actually exposing themselves and their families. They don't know. This government, the unknown government that are going up and down, we don't know who is controlling them. Though one lunatic is taking credit for it, but we don't know who is controlling them. And guess what? They're going to start coming after you.
My own group is called Unknown Spirits.
Unknown Spirit will torment.
My unknown spirit is...
So we are just telling you, they're gonna come after you. They're gonna come after your families if you don't start doing what is right. Remember that self-determination of the people is not secession. We have said this over and over. And those trying to create that rumor that you are succeeding, like Ruben Agbati, that one, a doctor, Dr. Ruben Agbati is saying that because of that, Yorubas are going to be charged with treasonable felony and all. You keep throwing grammars up and down as if it will deface us in one way or the other.
But yeah, we have already taken care of that already. In the steps that we read the other time, about how Ninas went to court to establish that Nigerian government is one committing treason against the people. It's already established. They don't know where they grabbed their own doctorate degree from.
I don't know.
Where did people grab these papers from?
Remember, most of them read it in the country where there's no electricity. So probably they're using a panaka. So when they're supposed to read that, the second line, they skipped it because the candle melted or something.
Yes, and so we are under mango using the moon.
Carbon monoxide.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, so carbon monoxide does the brain.
That's
so
the brain.
Anything from it.
That gas does not have smell. It doesn't have. You can't even detect it, so they won't even know that they are inhaling it.
Yes, and their brain will just be getting damaged, and
they would know.
That's what they are reading after
so,
they give.
It is just not funny anymore. So we must work together for regional referendum.
Yep.
We have said that. I can't remember, one person was having a commentary and say, hey, how do you think Nigeria would divide when there's no referendum? And who would even grant you the referendum? My dear, sit down and wait while this thing gets to its last stage, which is where we are at the moment. So the regional referendum will be there, and there will be a new arrangement, a new management to govern our people. Enough of this, their stupidity, enough of mediocrity, enough of this, their impunity. We've been telling them enough. It's going to come and bite you. Oh, you may think that, oh, after all, I'm the governor of my state, blah, 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 nothing will happen to me. Autumn will tell you that they almost caught him. He will tell you that they almost grabbed him. You understand how he escaped? Probably by the grace of God. So you are not going to be.
Even your brother Soludo, he got a little taste, sort of.
They just gave him small. They just gave him small.
And then you see, our children died, because that's what we're telling our people. For those of you protecting these people, you are okay. Let me be careful about your life, because
yes, because. In the case of Soludo, it was the army guys, the guys that were protecting me, probably is the Mopos, the Mopos that were killed. And God knows how much he would have paid them to protect him. And that's why we are saying, when we are telling politicians that you should close, Soludo, as intelligent as he is, does he not understand what is at stake here?
He knows they are playing politics.
So that's a preamble. The main event is on the way.
The main event, and they are not listening. They are not listening. We have told them times without number that we did not write the 1999 Constitution. We did not write it. And this is what the enemy is using to take all of our resources. They're taking our lands, they're taking our resources, they're killing us upon itself. The Constitution gives them the right to do all that. And we say we want to extricate our families, we want to extricate ourselves from that contraction. And you are saying no, that you want us to remain so that you can rule us. You want us to remain so that you can become the president of Nigeria.
Hey.
You want us to remain so that you can be the governor of Anambra State. You want us to remain so that you can be the minister of minister of petroleum, minister of this, minister of that. All these opportunities, all these positions help you to siphon money. And you put them in the banks outside, while the people you are supposed to be protecting are dying of starvation, are dying of all kinds of God knows what.
And Sister Augusta, if they're genuine, in new arrangements, politics will still continue. They'll still have the opportunity to be whatever they want to be. Yes. It will be a better arrangement that will give dividends to the people.
Exactly.
That's all we're saying. But because they are stealing, because they are criminals, because all they do is tiff, that's all they do. They are going up and down, in all of it, everywhere. Yeah. Looking for, it's about their stomach infrastructure, we know. And it's
stomach. Tinubu changed his age from 79 to 69 on Wikipedia. Wikipedia had to lock him out.
Hey.
You were 79, and then suddenly you are now 69. Now Wikipedia, that the whole the entire world reads. And Wikipedia said that they have been tweaking and changing all the information 84 times. What the people?
He is, my dear. He's trying to, today he wake up, he's a thief. Tomorrow he wakes up, one day he wakes up, he's 9. And then tomorrow he may wake up, he's 69. I mean, he was with all his, I'm told he has all kinds of comorbid conditions, some terrible conditions going on. And yet your own is just you want to be president.
there's this thing I'm hearing that he needs 161 children to be sacrificed for him to be president, and all those things going on.
That's what they've been doing.
For what?
Now working. It makes sense that he needs 1 million children to stay alive.
To get their blood for sacrificial something for him to be president of what? He has forgotten that he could still be president of Oduduwa if the Oduduwa people get their freedom. But this time around, they will not just hand it over to him. They have to do what they have to do to get who would lead them.
Through a process.
It's a process.
Our sister Maureen is funny. She said his daughter is 60. How can he be 69?
No, that's true. His daughter, Iyoloja, the one that gave, Tinubu messed up Lagos entirely. He gave his daughter the title of Iyoloja. Every month, I remember in those days when we used to have one Iyoloja in one of the markets my mom was, every month you must pay a certain amount when you pay your store rent, you pay Iyoloja's.
It's Augusta.
We can hear you. You muted yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking.
Yeah, the action is real.
Tinubu's daughter that is 60 years old is actually an Iyoloja. That is how they know her real age. So your daughter is 60 and you are 69. Here, I've not seen where that biology works. I don't know. Maybe we came late to school.
Yeah, he's the daughter's child. the son of his daughter.
But that's why we're saying that these lifeless people cannot continue to rule. They cannot.
People in transition. They are within the life, the living and the dead.
And the dead. Walking dead.
Yes, they're in
walking
transition.
dead. That's what
lifeless.
they are. So, the funny thing is that some of these our elders are not sitting nowhere. They went to where to be discussing how to sell us again for 2023 presidential election.
They're all in transition. They're not part of what we're saying. They are between the living and the dead. So the unknown gunman or the gun-known man, or what is that one? We still help them to complete the transition. Because if you don't clear out of our way, we don't know. Spirit.
We don't know. Yeah. Unknown whatever can unknown you. We don't care. So now we are saying that you are trying to gather in a way for 2023. You are setting yourselves ablaze. Trust me. And it's you and your family. You are setting yourselves in harm's way because the youths are no longer laughing. They're no longer finding it funny. The people are very, very frustrated. They are no longer finding it funny. And things are beginning to get out of hands. And it's not what anybody got to say. You understand? What you think you are saying with the Soludo song, that one are child's play. Oh. That one are child's play.
Very still sour.
Oh man, that is just like this the beginning. People, our eyes they chook well. Area don't read. And for those that don't understand what I'm trying to say, well, you have to start picking it up one by one. We are saying it is no longer going to be, just the same the way it has been for so long. You understand? So the real boys are beginning to come out. They're beginning to come out. They've been waiting for us. We that be speaking English, but they want us to finish our English. Once we are done, they will come out. And once they come out, we cannot hold them. So
work is going underground. Some of
of course.
Are talking. Yes, we're here because it's a weekly lecture that needs to go on. But behind the scenes, you cannot even phantom what is coming for you. You can't even phantom the work that is being done. You just
For those that think that we are just talking and talking and talking, Stamuna, as she rightly said, is the lecture because we want to open the eyes of our people. Because you don't have to go and die unnecessarily. There's no point for that. There's no point for you to follow somebody that will ask you to go and kill a police officer. And guess what? You're even killing a police officer from your own place. What's the point of that? So we don't want you to go out there and get killed for no reason. That is why when we come here, we give the lecture so that you can go back and reflect. And if you know how to disseminate this information, as we've said, share. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter. Share so that it can go around. People will start listening to the thought process of how we're going to get this thing. And we're actually almost there. And I mean, I feel like coming to tell you that, okay, we have gotten there. That is how close it is. So it's for our people to key into the process that is working and stop wasting our time. And we're telling our politicians, well, you're on your own. You are on your own. When the time comes, you are just on your own. Stop messing with our people's lives. We have said close shop, and there's a reason for that. You can still be a politician in the new nation. You can. But this time around, you have to be vetted. They have to vet you to know if you are worth it. So, but for now, close shop if you really, really want to serve your people. Thank you. Sister Ikwe, continue. Oh, we have a fourth video.
Yes, please, we have a fourth video. Yeah, because we tell our people step by step. We know some of you are not used to this thing because they're not used to methods. But actually, that's what's going to school ought to do for you, to teach you how to follow process, method in whatever you're doing, whatever, even if cooking. You find some women in the kitchen, they want to cook. They'll put pepper, they'll run and go and look for salt, come back. They'll go and look for oil, come back. We are not brought up like that. Our parents, our mothers did not bring us like. You assemble the things together, and when you cook, when somebody eats, they call it nya polaka wesi. Like you wash your hand and prepare. You put it. When you eat it, there's a difference.
How may I help you?
Does an Antonio Hernandez live here?
I've never heard.
So, Mona, can I tell them what about to what?
No, we have a strong.
Yes.
So we are telling people that things are changing, things are shifting. These things happening all over the world. You did not initiate it. So some of you that are saying we started it, there's nothing like we started it. All of us, and of course, we know God is in charge of the whole universe. Things are happening everywhere. And all these things happening will culminate in where we're going. You are only a part of what is going on. And that's why on this platform we say, maintain your lane. It's like a puzzle. I will do my part. Sister Mona will do her part. Sister Augusta will do her part. You listening to us will do your part by sharing this information to others. Then we have our counterparts outside this land, because meaning in this world you see, you are not an island. You belong somewhere, and that place you belong to a bigger place. So you must function within this world, the laws, the stipulated laws, and in collaboration with others. And in NINAS, we told you there's intra-regional alliance. We told you there's inter-regional alliance. And then there's international imperative. We want to show you a little bit of the shift and the changes taking place outside your area that will culminate in what you are doing. Play, please.
Suggesting that he lives in this neighborhood.
Why would you assume he lived here? This is a big neighborhood.
Well, we've been patrolling this neighborhood this morning, and this is the only house that has a Hispanic resident.
What exactly are you suggesting?
Well, we saw you enter the residence 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, and?
Well, Antonio Hernandez is Hispanic, and so are you, right?
Are you suggesting that all Hispanics are related?
Look, I don't like your attitude. Go ahead and keep your hands where I can see them. Getting a little hostile for me.
How am I getting hostile? Because I'm asking the appropriate questions? Adrian, who's at the door? Good morning, officers. Is this something I can help you with?
How many of you people live here?
What do you mean, you people?
Ma'am, you need to calm down right now. If you continue to be hostile, we're going to have to use force.
You don't tell me what to do. I'm in my own house.
We don't know that it's your own house. How do we know you didn't break in?
Well, when you came and knocked on my door, I was here, right? So what makes you think I would break into someone's house and open the door for them? You sound real stupid and illiterate.
All right, Ness, come along. Are you assaulting a police officer?
No, you're on my property. It's called freedom of speech. You touch me, I didn't touch you.
Well, we are the law, and whatever we do is legal.
My husband's gonna give you what you deserve.
Oh, so you're making threats now? Where is your husband? Go ahead and call him down here so we can arrest the criminal, too.
You don't even know who her husband is.
We don't care who her husband is. Honey, is everything okay?
Should be asking these officers there.
Officers, what seems to be the problem here? Chief, we had no idea this was your house. Well, that's not what I asked you. I asked you what the problem was. See, I see tears in my wife's eyes, and her friend here looks terrified. So I'm gonna need some answers.
We were just looking for.
Stand at attention when you're talking to me. Now tell me what happened.
We were just looking for a suspect, Antonio Hernandez.
So why are you at my house? We were just asking the lady some friendly questions. What I heard didn't sound friendly. Yeah, I heard the whole thing from upstairs in my bathroom.
Why don't you tell him how you threatened us and criminalized us and how you make the law? Why don't you tell him that?
Ma'am, I deeply apologize for the misunderstanding.
You apologize? The only reason why you're apologizing is because you found out who my husband is. God only knows what would have happened to us, so you can just keep and save your apology.
Did you threaten my wife and her friend?
No, sir. No. That did not happen.
Then explain to me what happened.
Sir, we were doing a regular routine investigation, and we questioned these ladies, and they began to get hostile with us, so we feared for our lives, and the situation kind of got out of hand.
So you're telling me that these two women with no weapons scared two strong, armed police officers? Or was it the color of their skin that triggered you?
No, sir. No, not at all.
Didn't you say the whole reason you came to this house is because I was Hispanic?
Oh, no. That is not what I said.
Let me tell you what's going to happen here. What division are you guys with?
North Collins Division, sir.
Well, you no longer work there. As of right now, you're both officially fired. This is not what you're trained to do, and this is not what the police department stands for. And you're lucky I don't press charges against you.
Sir, please. I can't lose my job. I have a family that depends on me.
Yeah, so did Breonna Taylor. So did George Floyd. And the millions of other innocent minorities who were killed by cops like you.
I'm begging you.
My forgiveness? Let me ask you a question. If my wife were white, would you have treated her the way you did today?
We were not trying to treat her any kind of way. No, it was a total misunderstanding.
I want you to be honest with me. Tell me the truth right now.
No, Chief.
My point exactly. The only reason you guys are sorry is because of who I am. If you didn't know, this situation would have went horribly wrong today. Now head down to your division and turn in your badge and your guns. Somebody will have your paperwork ready.
I'm sorry, Chief. Sorry, I apologize. I'm so...
So my people, what we're saying, what we show is the power of alliance. This particular alliance is through marriage, but we have other forms of alliances. Things have changed. I want you to look at a bigger picture. We are collaborating with some other persons. All the white people are not evil. There are some that helped in the end of slavery. Some helped to end colonization. Even when we are fighting in Biafra war, we are being killed, some helped us. And their descendants are still alive, and their children are still alive, and are working with what we are doing. So we want you to look at a bigger picture, assess what is going on, and understand the importance of alliance. We are scattered all over the world today. It's for a reason. Some of our people are already married to our enemies, people that were enemies before. Some have given birth. So we are telling people that the equation has changed. The table has changed. You cannot do what you did before. So in essence, we want to thank our international associates and friends, especially those who genuinely understand what we're going through. Those who believe that African children deserve to live. Those that are very apologetic for what their forefathers did to us. We appreciate you. We appreciate your support. However, there are vultures in your midst. Already they are moving around in Nigeria. You see them going to the south, to the north, to the west, waking up all the living dead. People like Tifunibu that are walking up and down here and there, saying they are negotiating what? We want to tell you, vultures, that things have changed. It is no more business as usual. If you dare try what you did 1967 in Biafra land, there will be a boomerang. There will be a boomerang. We don't know the shape of that boomerang, but there will be a boomerang. The equation has changed. You're no more alone in your neighborhood. Our people are in your neighborhood, where you live, in the safety of wherever you think you are. Your neighbor might be somebody like us. Your daughter-in-law might be somebody like us. Your son-in-law might be somebody like us. The equation has changed. Africans are changing too. Do not start what you cannot finish. Do not start what you cannot finish. It is for the interest of the world to usher in the emerging nations from Nigeria. Begin to plan to set up your embassies, because we are ready to receive our people from all over the world. Our brother Stephen called it reverse migration. Each of these nations, we have bilateral and mutually beneficial economic and diplomatic relations with you. You can't continue to keep us in your Fulani cocoon anymore. It's time up. So stop meandering around in our land, you vultures. You know yourself. Some of you call yourself diplomats. We don't care what you're called, but we are telling you that the equation has changed. It's no more business as usual. One terror in our land, one terror that you instigate in our land, you will receive it hot from somewhere else. It might not even be somebody looking like me. It might be somebody looking like you saw in that movie. So action is coming. Those that are looking for action, action is coming, but it has to be strategic action, well structured. The nations are rising. Nations are rising from Nigeria, nations are rising from Africa, and that bondage is broken. God bless the new nations from Nigeria and from other parts of Africa. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. God bless the new nations in Nigeria. They are coming, my people. It's just a matter of time. We do the right thing. We get to our destination faster. So it's time for phone call. Our Zoom ID number remains the same. The Zoom ID number is 987-346-0692. And the password is 003282. And our phone number remains the same. It's +1 774 338 0942 +1 774 338 0942. You can call it as a phone number or you can call it as WhatsApp. Facebook is allowing our numbers to go up a little. So it looks like the person went to use the restroom and left the button off, and it came up a little bit. I think they are back from the restroom again. So, but anyway, we are going home, people. Nobody's going to stop this. Heaven is with us. When we talk about international imperative, there's also heavenly imperative, and it's at work, doing mighty stuff for us. The question here is, are you ready to receive? Are you ready to do what it takes to get you to your destination? Because it's there. It's there. It's like your package is there waiting for you. The UPS man has it in the car. Are you going to be home when they deliver the package? It's not that difficult, my people. So if you want to make a contribution, you can join us via Zoom, or you can call in person as a WhatsApp or as a phone number. We cannot stress enough the strategies of Ninas. You know, this whole week we saw, just like God knew that something was going to happen 2 weeks ago, we gave them that notice that this thing is coming, these things are brewing, they are coming up. So if in order to avoid this anarchy that we talked about, if we follow the Ninas protocol, by now, in the next 2 weeks or so, we are talking about our transitioning so that everybody can begin to get ready for their referendum. It is not that difficult, people. Let's stop the distraction. Let's stop the repeating what other people have already done. Let's stop reinventing the wheel, in essence. They're not even reinventing the wheel. I think they're trying to blow up the wheels. So join what we're doing so we can go home faster. Nobody is here. I don't want to rule you. Nobody is here to rule you. What we want to do is to get home faster so that we're not getting pictures of hands, limbs being cut off and neck being cut off, because this is a part of their agenda. As God will have it, as we are discussing this topic today, the Mozambique beheading by the Islamic insurgents. Mind you, if you use this word before, if you say it's Islamic insurgents, they will cut you up. But now, had this Waka here there now Yahoo News. That news that I showed you earlier is from Yahoo News. So these are the key points that Facebook will hear you say, and they will block you and turn you down and all that stuff. But now their so-called social media is now writing about it, and they knew all these things, and they're playing games with us. So it behooves every one of us not to do the right thing, for us to be running around and thinking there are other things to be done. This is the most potent strategy that we have on the table. All we need to do is to grab it. I am going to add our phone number. Oh, somebody already added the phone number. I think we need to pin it on there as well. Um, I hate repeating these numbers, to tell you the truth. The number remains under our topic, but I'll do it one more time. The Zoom ID number is 987-346-0692, 987-346-0692, and the password is 003282. WhatsApp number is +1 774 338 +1 774 338 You can either call that number as a number, or you can call it as a phone number. Somebody at Tuha is asking for phone number. That is what I'm mentioning right now. Is +1 774 338 0942. We also have it pinned. I'm not sure what you guys are seeing on your side, but when it's pinned, I see it steady on my screen. So I don't know if it's the same on the viewer's side as well. But those are the numbers to call for information. I'm also going to pin our uh, WhatsApp group for you so that you just share that link. If you want to join what we're doing, you want to know more, you can click that link and you'll find yourselves in our WhatsApp group where we are doing a lot of teaching, a sensitization where we are keying people into the information, especially those that are really, really wants to know. There are people that are genuinely out there. They're tired of the noise making. They are tired of the distractions. They are tired of all this nonsense that will not get us to where we are going. And they are seriously looking for alternative. And that's what we are here for. We knew that a day like this will come where our people will say, yes, yes, we want to get this freedom. How do we genuinely go for it? And that is what Nina has in place. So call us, it's a time. If not, we'll call it a day. Before we do so, people like to call after the show. And last week we were on the phone for 3 hours after the show. So I know a lot of us are shy. This is not the time to be shy. The enemy is upon us. So we do not have time to be shy. This is the time for you to come out of your shell or shells and come for the freedom of your people, because the heavenly imperative is on our side. All right, sisters.
Yes, my sister, the heavenly imperative is even the strongest one, because that's the one that opens door that nobody can open. And if you are not connected to it, you will have issues, because you will not understand some of the things we are saying. When we say go left, you go right, because you're confused. So the nation we are building is the one that righteousness, which exalts a nation, will be enthroned. And by righteousness, we don't mean building fake churches and preaching what you do not practice. That's not what we call righteousness. Righteousness is in your heart, to treat your neighbor with respect, to respect your neighbor, because respect is reciprocal. The way you talk to your neighbor is the way you want your neighbor to speak to you. This is who we are as Africans. That's how we were brought up in neighborhood. I remember growing up as a child, when I'm playing with my like other children, I'll see an elderly person carrying something. I'll run to her, Mama, do I help you? The type of blessing that comes, Oh, Mwamu, they start blessing you. Then they ask you, who are your parents? You not tell them. And then eventually they will meet my father or my mother, wherever. Your child helped me the other day. And that blessing continues and they don't forget it. Even when you're grown, when they see your parents, they remember that singular act of kindness. This is who we used to be. I don't know where all this wickedness came from. It's not that I don't know, I know where it came from, because when wickedness, when unrighteousness is in the land, when you have unrighteous leaders, what will come out is abomination from all corners. When your leaders are busy sleeping with your children and committing all manner of atrocities, killing people so they can do rituals for election, pounding babies in mortar, doing all sorts of things, abominable things that you've never heard in your life. Evil breeds evil. And that's why our land needs to be cleansed. That's why we say we don't want this blood on our land anymore. You have to be responsible and hold your neighbor responsible too. This is who we used to be. We are communal people. We are not people that you live one room, you don't know who is in the next room. No, we live together. We check on our neighbors. You see, oh, mama, you did not come out in the morning. I was wondering if you were okay. In our land, people do not die in the room and get rotten because someone will check on you. We are communal people, and we don't want to do away with those practices. That's our culture. We had culture of righteousness, culture of helping one another. Your neighbor's child will not go to bed without food. A child came back from school, you saw her, he asked, oh, mom, are your parents not at home? He said, yeah, my mother is not back from market. He said, okay, my dear, come in and have lunch. And we don't poison them because they came in to have lunch. No, this is who we are. And we want to go back to who we are. These are the strategies that will take us to that place. We don't use terrorism to stop terrorism. No, we don't want to do that. There's somebody, let me drop for now.
Right. So I posted the WhatsApp link. Somebody just joined. Thank you, Sam. So if you click that link, you will find yourself in our WhatsApp platform. Call out your name and where you're calling from.
Murachi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, this is Luso.
Good morning.
Good morning. I just came back from Nigeria and I would like to share my experience with you guys, if it's okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, while I was in Nigeria, I noticed since after that ZAS movement, on the eastern part of Nigeria, there's less checkpoints now. Though from time to time you see some police still collecting bribe, but we have less of them now than before.
How can you say less? You only went through one part, or did you GPS the whole southern area? I mean, how did you come to that conclusion?
Well, at least you know where, and
I like that better, specifically in Owerri. Okay, that makes sense.
You know where, and in the surrounding areas, I noticed less police checkpoints. They are not collecting bribe as they used to, like they were not extorting money as they used to, but they were now friendly, and when you give them money, they will take. Also, I noticed that IPOB, that's why I don't like when you guys, I know Nnamdi Kanu may be off.
We're not here, sir, back up. We're not here to talk about IPOP. You're on the wrong platform, okay? We're here to take our people home. And if you have any other agenda, or if you have any other contribution, I suggest that you go to IPOP platform and give them that suggestion. You are not the only one that drove through Biafran land or whatever, the eastern portion. We see videos all the time of all the things, what the police are doing and all kinds of stuff. Mind you, they don't even have to use police. They are sleeping with our daughters in all the hotel room. Did you see all the hotel room in Owerri, where they are sleeping with 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds and all that stuff? So we are not here to talk about what.
And boys, and our boys. No more our girls. We're complaining about what they were doing to our girls. Now they've shifted to our boys. It's as terrible as that. And we get these reports. We have foot soldiers on ground. We are not on Facebook just talking. We are working. People are back on distributing flyers for us. So the NINA strategy is a no-brainer. It's something that we take us into the nations we're going.
Okay. If
so
I
that's
can,
why we discuss about it. So if we're at the topic today, if there's anything you don't understand, or you want to ask us, oh, how does this link to this? And you see, it will make our people to understand and viewers also to be.
Well, for example, who do you guys have, Ninas? Who do you guys have? What kind of type of organization do you guys have in Owerri? For example, in Imo State, I had never noticed anything that says Ninas.
Okay, so that's what we're saying. That's why we're here educating you. It's not for you to notice, it's for you to listen and understand. We told you, I don't know when you started watching here, this is Daughters of Truth. This is not Ninas. There's Ninas, and that is indigenous peoples. So did you not see the people moving up and down when you got home? They are indigenous peoples. They don't need to be inside organization. Those people you see walking up and down. When the date for referendum, the one we are talking about, regional referendum by United Nations, monitored,
okay,
which is in line, hold on, which is in line with 2007 UN DRIP. That's in line, this protocol. When the date is fixed, those human beings you're seeing will vote. And they know they want to leave Nigeria. And the thing will be so simple and straightforward that they will see it and know yes or no. They know what to answer. So my people are not waiting for you to put them into organization, for them to know that they need self-determination. It's for the indigenous peoples. Those people we are talking to are indigenous peoples. They are the ones.
Okay.
So the announcements. Yes.
Okay, the actions that you guys are taking over here, all this stuff you guys are saying, how does it transmute on the ground? How does it transmute into this freedom? Because on the ground, I'm telling you that nothing was happening.
Okay, and I'm asking you, what's the meaning of referendum? Do you know what referendum is?
I know about referendum.
What does it do? Let's get from the known to the unknown. What does it do? What do you do with referendum?
A referendum is when you decide whether you want to be a part of a country or not. You by vote, right?
Okay.
But I'm telling you,
hold on. We'll get to you. Now, as an Igbo man, if you hear on the radio, you now, as an Igbo man in Nigeria, that you need to vote whether to be part of Nigeria or part of Igbo nation, do you need me to give you food to tell you what to decide?
No.
Simple question is yes or no.
That's basic.
It's basic, exactly. My mother in the village is part of what is going on. She's distributing handbills. She's 80-something. What we're doing is to educate our people about that day that is coming. That is not where work. This thing we are doing here is not the work.
Okay.
People on ground working. Hold on. The laws you're hearing on international scene is as a result of this move. Did you hear about the 1999 American 1998 Act on the rights of religious freedom, international religious freedom? Did you hear about it? Did you hear about the June 2nd, Donald Trump, the executive order of Donald Trump on the rights for religious freedom? Did you hear about it? Did you hear about placing Nigeria on watch list for terrorism? Did you hear about America saying that the terrorism in Nigeria is state functioned? Did you hear about that the visa bans they placed on politicians is a result of all this work that we're doing? Like we said, it's not making noise that is work. We are following protocol, step by step. Last week, if you have not watched it, please go to the video. We read it out. That's 16 points, and we are number 15. We know Igbos like making noise. That's the fortunate thing. I'm an Igbo person, and that's what I don't like about my people. But I was told that it happened after the war, that we were not like this before. And that's what gave me courage to do what I'm doing, because I want to restore my people to who they were originally. Because from the language, that's me and working in media nobi. That's the people I knew and I thought our men should be. But now he working in media and he's not even doing it.
No. Believe me, there are more people like myself, for example. with the first person. I'm not bragging or anything. I'm the first person. That time, if you mention Biafra, you are likely to be killed, arrested. I'm with the first person.
Mas, we have passed that stage. I think we have enough of this call. We need to focus on our NIDA strategy because we need to go home. This is not about popularity.
Okay. Oh well, Munachi. I don't think I know. I like what you.
Right. So we need.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do because we're not in his living room. You see, he's in living room. He's not like India and Maya. He rub his tummy.
They want to come up in the middle and start conversing. It drives me crazy. I'm
telling you
now that in order for you, that's why people don't just jump on this platform. We will tear you down. We will take you down. You don't come up here with half information to come and give. You go and get an evidence-based information before you come up here and start, running.
Hey, you look, Munachi, as if he's talking to his daughter.
Right.
Lord have mercy. So
sad.
that's what this attitude is saying. It's not what we take to the nation we're going to. And that's what we come here every Saturday. For us to rub our minds together and get educated and get informed on what needs to be done. Yeah. And in the new nation, how it will be run. Because if we carry this attitude to the new nation, even if they announce whatever nation you're looking for right now, there'll be chaos.
There'll be chaos.
Because nobody will listen to anyone. And then you will fail. And people will say, we told you cannot live by yourself. We told you both cannot stay by themselves. But that's not true. Some people are making the world look at us as if we don't know what we're doing. As if we both don't know what they're doing. Igbos know what they want. Igbos do not want anarchy. Igbos want a structured system. A system they can be proud of. After all, they live all over the world. If they live in America, are they not following protocol here? They want that type of thing back home. And that is what we're working for. Please, get in line. Thank you.
It's sad that at this point in time, people think we're here for, what is it called, rhetorics and business as usual. And let me just say whatever I need to say. Oh, I forgot, my brain is in my bag. If I whip it out, I will use it. No, we are not even going there anymore. That's not even where we're going. You don't come on air and say you went to Igbo land, there is no more checkpoint. Yeah, checkpoint to the location where you went. How about the other place? Did you go all over the level of checkpoints that is out there? Please, pass that stage, my brother.
As if we did not see blood of our people on the ground. Are you kidding me?
How could they? How could they? They came from America and they changed their dollars, so they probably have security and wasn't stopped, or maybe they didn't have a nice car with a known person in it and nobody stopped them. I had a sister one time that went home and she said, oh, nothing is happening. But she didn't tell anybody that her brother rented 2 police officers' car, one in the front and one in the back. That's how nothing happened to her. We're talking about the daily lives of our people. Crayfish knows in our Maggie. Look at all my here every day that we see the video online. They will see our young boys and they will use their whip on them. Their back is red, everything is rotten. And you're here smiling and went home and, passed through that line and, are you guys kidding me? This
propaganda and lies.
It's not about you.
Propaganda and lies. So you think that why I'm coming here every Saturday is for you to go home and there's no checkpoint in Igbo land? It's unbelievable. Where do they even think we are going to? And that's the issue.
He actually said that it has reduced checkpoint, and I'm like, duh. My reduced checkpoint, my elongated checkpoint, that is not even what we are discussing right now. Our people need to get their brains refixed. They have to probably go, as Sister Ekwe rightly said, go back to what it used to be. Because what the man is supposed to say is in his heart, or supposed to do is in his heart. But our people now very loquacious. They talk and are very garrulous. They whatever they want to do, they've already said it. Like the Ekperima here would give the venue of where his boys are working for him and eventually get that community under siege. And our people are not understanding it. They're not understanding the 419 that this guy is doing. They're not understanding that this guy is actually using their brain to eat puff to pop popcorn. They are not seeing it. So that guy, he has attitude, already balanced in his house. He just came back from Nigeria, blah, blah, blah. That is the attitude that our people, their mentality has really changed.
You don't even fund what they believe in. You believe in whatever you think you believe. You don't even
know what they're talking about.
Go and fund whatever you believe in. We just need freedom.
We need freedom. A freedom that has a pathway. Freedom that is already on the go.
I want to hear when our people will not die for hypertension. I want to see when the last child is pursuing the career he wants to pursue and buying the car and he wants to buy at 16. I want to see when my people will be on Third Road, every section, strolling in the evening, holding their people in clean canvases, white, it's not stained. I want to see when my people do not die because there's one enemy standing one place or the other. I want to see the day when my people will stand at any platform and proudly say, I belong to Igbo nation, and will not be killed for it. And that day is coming. Where we're going is far, but we can see the lights because we have seen the pathway to where we're going. Those that are distracting us, for your own good, stop distracting us, because we, the mothers, we are here to ensure that our children do not go to bed hungry. And we're following a strategy. We're not doing it haphazardly.
And we're not waiting for anybody either to come and down. We are not. You know, for those of you asking, oh, how is the Fulani going to let you get referendum? My question to you then is that how did the Fulanis how did the Fulani get their Sharia state out of your own country or your nation? How did they do that?
Exactly.
So if they can pack up their stuff and leave and fund their 12 states, found their 12 states, how are you not going to get yours done? They don't have that kind of power over you, my brother.
They do not.
You guys to start receiving. Don't be waiting to think somebody is going to come and say, here's a ticket, go and do referendum. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. That is not how it works. Go and watch our previous videos and you can understand the step-by-step approach that is needed. But that for one thing, on December 16, that power, sovereignty was returned back to the people. You guys are still waiting for the slave master to open the gate for. The damn gate is open. Get going. Move. Move. Don't sit there and form an imaginary block and say, I'm waiting for somebody to come and get me out of there when the gate is wide open. Everybody passing by is seeing that the gate is wide open. It's you in your brain because you have been in that cage for 5 million years. You're still seeing an imaginary block. It's no longer there, my brother. It's no longer there. So, sisters, your final words.
Yeah, as we rightly said, the freedom will not come to you. There is a pathway, and that pathway is what we are following. As usual, we always, every week that we do this show, somebody will always ask, so you're waiting for Fulani to give you, Fulani no go gree. Okay, now for the very last time, we are not waiting for no Fulani. We are not waiting for no Fulani. There's a pathway. Open this your brain, put it in your brain, because nobody is waiting for any Fulani. You understand? Fulani have gone already. So why are you even waiting for Fulani? So we're not waiting for any Fulani. It's not in the hands of Fulani to give us freedom. Remember what we've been saying so far. Is either you are not listening or you are daft or they must taken part of your brain and used it for pepper soup. I don't know what else to say. So for those that are waiting for Fulani, well, we are not waiting for Fulani. The pathway is there. We have gotten to the 15th stage of our 16 steps. Waiting again on what they look for. I don't understand. So we thank you for those that have, that joined us today and those that have been, that continually join us every week. We pray that we want you to continue to share these messages because we still have a lot of people that need to listen to this message and know the way forward. They need to know the way forward because a lot of people they're either daft or being mischievous. Majority are mischievous. You understand? Some people are Fulani apologists. They will say, oh, because I have friends in my Fulani friend, because of that, I don't want to have freedom. No, I don't know. I don't even understand. They're Fulani apologists. So we are not even talking about Fulani or no Fulani. The thing is that there's a pathway, and that pathway we are almost there. I also want to use this opportunity to, I think one of the Ninas, I think he's a Ninas member, the Afenifere spokesman that just died this morning. His name is Yinka Udumaki. Yeah, he's also advocating for the west part, the southwest part, for the freedom. And they're all into this, he's been advocating for speaking a very long time. And recently, he started talking about why the Constitution has to be pulled down for us to have our freedom. So I think it's part of Nina's. I'm not totally sure, but we just want to commiserate with he died this morning. I don't know of what, but he should know that the struggle for this emancipation would continue. So this is all I have to say. Thank you all so much for joining us, and hope to see you all next week. Thank you.
Thank you, viewers. We appreciate you. Thank you for sharing, and whether you share more, because these are just like classes and lectures. It's a series. You watch others, you understand where we're going and why we need to go where we're going, the way we are going through it. Why it's important that you be structured in what you're doing. And we say, even if eventually war comes, if you're not structured, you can't face it.
Exactly.
You need alliance in war. Like one of our videos showed you, that even if you are going to war, if you're in alliance with other regions, it's easier for you, and other organizations, other communities, it's better for you. Structured in what you're doing. Sorry. Oh, okay. So please fall in line with these lectures, this series of lectures, so that you understand where Nina's is going. In each block, we have the federating blocks. The Lower Niger Federating Block, which is bigger than the Biafra you're talking about. We have Lower Niger Congress controlling the activities happening there. It's not, the nature of it is not for you to come in a meeting and sit down and eat obano buroko. It's mainly for dissemination of information, and that work is going on. We have some of our pamphlets, Simon, I don't know if you have it, that has the total of the information you need to know that are being distributed back home. And as we speak, that work is going on. Soon you will hear on radios and TVs things that we are telling you on this platform. Then in Yoruba section, the Oma Odudua, Iyana and Odudua children. So they have that as part of Nina's. Then in Middle Belt, we have Middle Belt Congress as part of Nina's. Is a structure. I know some Africans are not used to structure, but if you don't have structure, you can't go anywhere. You can't interact and talk with other outsiders. Other governments or countries outside are waiting for us. But we need to put ourselves together and show structure. And then part of that structure is transition, which has started 17th of March. Transiting from the bad Nigeria we have through referendum to the nations that will emerge as a result of that referendum. UN is already aware. US and other progressive nations are aware. Of course, there are non-progressive nations which are stealing from our land, stealing our resources.
What happened?
And negotiate with them. For them to tell us why Britain will exit from where they exited, and we, for instance, Igbo nation cannot exit from Nigeria. Sit down and let's talk about it. We'll negotiate, we'll collaborate, superior argument will win. But as we do that, we're not just sitting down talking with them. There are other things going on that we're not discussing with you here on the platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So yeah, we are done today. Like I said, I posted our group, Nina's indigenous group link for the WhatsApp platform. You can copy it and share with your friends that should be able to join, that wants to be able to join us. We also want to point you guys to our Facebook called Lower Niger Federation, Lower Niger Block. So if you are from that area, please go and thank you. What do you invite yourself and ask for friends? Please help us to share that. Uh, Go ahead and add all those information. Go on that Facebook and click on it. We need to start gathering our people for proper information dissemination. That's the whole information. That's the most important thing, because a lot of people are hearing, getting information from all over the places. They're hearing from here, I'm hearing from there. We are trying to gather them in one group and be able to share that information effectively. So if you guys can go on that Facebook page, it's called Lower Niger Block or Lower Niger Federation. And otherwise, we will see you guys next week. We are so honored to have you, brothers and sisters, to join us today and continue to share the information. Like we said, the heavenly imperative is on our side and we are going home soon. We just have to act like it and do the necessary work to get us to our destination. Thank you. Bye-bye.